I'm making this video for people who are just starting out. And I know when I just started out, I read in the book, which I recommend first step getting the book so you can just read through and understand, because you're going to have questions. I had so many questions that surprised me, so it was really great to have the book to go back to. So I recommend getting a hard copy of that. You can also get the audio copy, but I just think that the hard copy is awesome to have there in the kitchen when you're trying to make something and you're trying to figure out what the rules are again. So on that note with rules, I found preparation to be so important when I started. So I made this grocery list, which I'll put up on the screen, you can screenshot. And it was just something easy to take to the grocery store. And I just thought, you know what, if I get at least 2/3 of the things on this list, I'll be set for the 3-day cleanse for sure. Because that's really the important part. 3 days, you're jumping into a whole new diet. Old myths or old diets are kind of still in your head being like, oh, can I eat that? Can I eat that? So it's great to have that, and then just stock your fridge with a bunch of things that you know you can eat. And then you can improvise throughout the 3 days for your cleanse. So the grocery list was one thing that I made to kind of help myself out. And then the second thing I made was this thing called the Plant Paradox Tips. I'll also put this up. And so it just kind of went through day 1 of the cleanse, phase 1 and phase 2, which was the 2 to 6 weeks, depending on how long you decide to do it for. Just giving tips on what is okay in the diet, what we're taking out, what we're adding. And then there's phase 3, which is kind of the lifestyle, ongoing, what you choose to eat going forward. And in that phase 3 is when you start to reintroduce some things, maybe with lectins. So if you are a big fan of some beans or lentils, you can pressure cook them and then start to reintroduce them, see if you have any reactivity to them then. So I found that really helpful. In fact, I also even printed out a calendar so that I really charted. I charted the days that my cleanse was, I charted the days my 2 weeks was. I used this calendar to write down exactly what the foods were that I was eating on those days, just so I can keep track, because starting off, hearing, oh, 2 weeks or 6 weeks, that's no big deal. Sure, I can jump into this. But on day 3, you're kind of going, whoa, 6 weeks, this is going to be a long haul. So it's nice to have that calendar for myself, just to see, how far I've come, where I'm going, and have everything scheduled and preset and prepped. I found that to take a huge weight off of me and made it so much easier to do the cleanse and to keep doing the diet. As I said in an earlier video, I'd never done a diet before, so that was really foreign to me about, there are certain things that I always just thought I could have because it's healthy. And so to have to restrict myself was something new, and so I really recommend that if you're starting this program, take a full day just to do preparation, just to make that menu, just to make your grocery list, to write a few things down so that when life happens and all the enthusiasm after reading the book kind of is wary, you have something to fall back on, and you have a plan and you have a structure, and that definitely, I think, helps me with my success. So if you're thinking about doing this diet yourself to help heal an autoimmune disease or any other health reason, I highly recommend it, and I hope that you do all the preparation that's necessary. Get yourself a copy of the book so that you can read it from cover to cover, and you'll always want to go back and answer some questions that you have come up during the time of, oh, were eggs okay during this phase, or, can I start having butter, or what kind of milk can I have, that kind of thing. So one more note that I wanted to include in this video was how much I appreciated the diet pushed me. It really pushed me beyond my boundaries of what I would be, used to eating and just commonly my go-to foods. As he says in the book, I think he says, most people have about 5 vegetables that they go to. And it's really awesome if we can just open that up and maybe just try and go to the grocery store, get a few things that you've never heard of before, follow the recipes on how to cook them, how to make them. And yeah, for me personally, it just got me out of some habits that I was used to eating things for breakfast or for lunches. And I started experimenting with new vegetables. And it's I love how many more vegetables I'm eating now than I was before, and I thought I was eating healthy before as well. So I think it's a great little push, and I hope you have fun with it too. If you have any questions, I'm super happy to answer any questions from my personal experience. That's all I can give you. But if you're going to venture into this diet, I wish you tons of success. One thing I want to say on cravings. Cravings really came up for me on day 2. It was like I was not happy and I wanted some of my comfort foods. And, it's going to happen. And what got me through it was thinking, I've had those comfort foods before. They're available. I mean, I can go out and just get them right there. And part of me was like, I deserve them. I should have whatever I want. But then the other part of me was like, you know what? I'm doing something right now. I'm experimenting. I'm going for an experience that I've never had before. I've never had my VITiLiGO reversed. And I want to go for that. I've had that dessert before. I've had these things before. And so that really helped me to just say no and just say, you know what? Not right now. And it wasn't from a part of like, don't do it. You can't have it. It's restricted. It was a choice, like a personal choice of my own to be like, I don't want that. I know one day in the future, maybe I'll reintroduce a few things that I really enjoy, but right now I'm going for the experience. I want this new experience that I haven't had, and I'm going to give it my best shot, and I'm not going to let just some stupid dessert throw me off, because I'm really excited to see what can happen if I take the lectins out of my diet and a few other things. So I hope this video helped you, and again, if I can reiterate, prep, prep, prep. Prep is the most important. I found it so helpful. And get the book so that you can read it cover to cover and answer all your questions. Alrighty, have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.